Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror film reviews, ratings, rankings, and rumors. Now for your hosts, Danny, Joel, and Katrina.
Yeah, this is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with crackling Katrina.
Not cackling.
Not cackling.
Crackling.
Okay.
And we've got jacked up Joel.
Oh man, I'm so jacked up. Hey guys,
Yeah.
what's up?
Joel's getting jacked.
Oh yeah.
All right, so on the fourth day of Christmas,
ScareMas.
on the fourth day of ScareMas, my true love gave to me the Nutcracker Massacre. All right, Katrina's pick.
Oh man. Yep.
Joel, can you tell us? Well, this is 2022, by the way. This came out last year.
Just last year.
Yeah.
It's a brand new one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There will be spoilers. No.
There will be, yeah.
So, Joel, can you tell us who is a part of it?
All right. So this one stars Patrick Bergin. He's Dimitri. He's the old man. He was in Patriot Games with Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
EastEnders, 32 episodes, which is a British show. And he was in Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts.
Okay. I recognized him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was in The Continental for one episode, which is that John Wick spin-off show that just came out like a month ago or so. So he's been in some stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And when you say the old man, you mean the one who lived with the ant?
No.
The guy in the beginning.
Okay. So it was
story.
the other guy that I recognized, the one who lived with the ant.
Oh really? Oh, okay. I recognize this guy from
This guy.
Sleeping with the Enemy.
Okay. Okay.
'Cause he was the enemy actually.
The enemy.
Yeah. And we got Beatrice Fletcher. She's Clara. She's our final girl.
Okay.
She was in Easter Killing.
Yeah.
The Loch Ness Horror and Curse of Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
All right.
And upcoming Cinderella's Revenge.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, I'm excited for that. Okay.
And then we've got Julie Stevens. She's the Aunt Marie. This was her first movie that for some reason she looked familiar from some like Hallmark movie or whatever, but I think they all kind of look the same. So this is her first movie she's ever done. So
Okay.
I didn't recognize her. But she was also in Mega Lightning.
Okay.
Deuce, LA Takedown, and John Carpenter's Suburban Screams for one episode.
Oh, okay.
So she was in like one of the reenactments or something for that.
Yeah,
that's
probably,
like a true crime show, I believe.
I think so. I haven't watched it yet, but yeah, I do want to get on that one. And this was written by Joe Netter. He did the screenplay, and he wrote such gems as Terror Overload, Strip Club Slasher,
Wow. Okay.
and Night Terrors.
Okay.
That's too normal of a title.
Yeah, I know.
Night
And then we got,
I know.
Yeah. You got 2 terrors under his belt there with stuff he's done. And then we got Jeff Miller. He's responsible for the story. I don't know. I still don't understand
He's
that. Like
responsible
they're
for the story.
they're not because it's not there. He doesn't have credit for writing the scripts, but just like the story. So I'm like, okay, well, how about a nutcracker that just kills people? Okay, cool.
great story.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's
Um,
responsible for the like story within the story.
Is that a real story though? Is
I
it-
don't know.
Oh.
That's the one
Yeah, I
thing
don't
we're
know,
going to
yeah.
talk about. We are going to get into that.
Okay.
He did The Burning Dead, Ouija House, and Bring Him Back Dead.
Bring him back
Okay.
dead.
Bring Him Back
The
Dead.
burning. Okay.
The Burning Dead and Bring Him Back Dead. And
Man.
then,
All right.
yeah, this was directed by Becca Hirani. She directed Pet Graveyard, not to be confused with Pet
Oh.
Cemetery. Totally different. Cam Girls and Cannibal Troll.
Oh, Cannibal
Some,
Troll. Oh, man. That might be on a
some
to-do
classics.
list.
All right.
Oh, some gems
Okay.
there.
So, the Nutcracker Massacre follows a novelist who visits her family for Christmas and finds a mysterious Nutcracker doll, which soon becomes possessed and wreaks havoc.
Did her job like ever come up in this movie? I don't
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
that. Like,
She,
like
it
briefly?
was mentioned that she
Mhm.
was a writer, and
A few different
Okay.
times.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm
Wasn't
just
really a
that
important
didn't really
part of
have
it.
any effect of the movie. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think her
So,
her relationship status was more important than what her job was
yeah.
in
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah, and it only came up with the fact that like when her girlfriends were sitting there and they were talking about what she's writing right now. That's
Mhm.
how she kind of broke it to them that things aren't going well in the relationship
Yeah.
because her romance novel was
Oh yeah.
had the like sad ending.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
All
the
right.
little details
Mhm.
that gets it the big rating. Are you ready for
Oh, yeah.
this? IMDb gives this movie a 3.1
Man.
All right. Out of 10.
out of 10.
Out of 10, yeah. That's not out of 5. Out of 10.
And Rotten Tomatoes has not reviewed this movie yet. Maybe after
No.
our episode, they might clue
They-
in
yeah.
that, oh, this is a movie to
Well,
review.
What'll happen is they'll see our review and then make us like legit critics.
Yeah.
on
They're
Rotten
gonna put us
Tomatoes.
On Rotten Tomatoes, yeah.
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 Our score will be the first score.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Perfect. But there is a score on Voices from the Balcony, and they gave it a 1 out of 5.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
let's see. Did we think any higher of this movie than these critics seem to think?
All right, we'll find out. So,
Without further ado,
let's start with you, Katrina. This was your pick.
this is my pick.
Yeah.
You are responsible for this movie.
I'm proud to be
For this
responsible for
episode.
it. I am proudly responsible for this.
Okay.
It was so silly. It was like, I mean, the reason why I wanted to pick this was because it looked just like ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
And the pictures of it was like, wow, I've got to see this. And I'm so glad I did. It wasn't like I walked away like, man, I just wasted these couple hours. It was still fun, you know, like we were cracking up during some of it. During some of the very cracking
The Nutcracker.
Crackling up.
Yeah. And I mean it's a fun watch. It's nothing to take seriously.
Yeah.
But it's a Nutcracker Massacre. How seriously are you going to take it? I was surprised that there was a little more story than I expected in the movie. So there was like this background story and this folk tale around the Nutcracker and what a Nutcracker represents and all this.
Yeah.
And then around the possession of this particular Nutcracker.
Yeah.
And the background of it with her from her childhood.
Yeah.
And so I was like, there
Mhm.
were so many more levels to this movie than I expected. Were the levels done, perfectly smooth and great? Like, I don't know. I mean, I thought it was effective.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it was very confusing. It was like, okay, this is like a really elaborate story for a simple movie.
Yeah.
They got a little bit elaborate with it.
You're doing too
Yeah.
much in your Nutcracker Massacre movie.
Yeah. This is for the second one, though.
like the whole scene at the like toy store or whatever.
Yeah.
Where Dimitri is explaining the whole
Mhm.
thing. Yeah, that was a little lengthy, I think.
Yeah.
A little much for
Yeah.
the rest of the movie. Didn't really match up with that serious of a part.
And how they
Mhm.
put things together. That was what was killing me in the movie. It was like they heard one thing and they're like, oh, this is what's going on. And it was like,
Yeah.
how did you put all that together by hearing one little word or like one thing? And it's like you knew where they were all of a sudden because some little thing happened. I don't know. It was just like so many times that I was sitting there thinking, what? How'd you
How'd
put that together? Like, I think you have the script or something, like where this is supposed to be going. Yeah. So, but overall, I enjoyed it. I had fun.
All right. Cool. You know what I enjoy?
Huh?
I enjoy using Zencastr.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me,
Yeah.
why do you use Zencastr though? Because you guys tried out all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So Zencastr is the service and the site that we use for our podcasts. Before, if you guys have been following us for a little while, we were only doing audio. We were using just some free site. And then we wanted to do video. And we were looking around for what is a good quality service at a good price. And we tried different ones. As you guys maybe have noticed, things have changed here and there with how it looks.
Yeah.
And maybe how it sounds. And Zencastr is what we landed on because of the quality and the price.
Yeah.
So we are Zencastr fans.
Yeah.
We are.
So is it easy?
Super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we record on here and it, just goes into like an archive. And you go in there, you can do all the editing with the video, with the audio. You can even post from Zencastr to the different podcasts, like listening sites. You can post to YouTube straight from Zencastr.
Wow. So you can do everything right there.
Yeah, it's all in one. And it's really easy to use. I didn't have to like look up any tutorials or anything. I was able to just figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I like?
What?
That you do it all. But I think that Zencastr gave us a code, right? That people can get a discount.
Yeah. So if you go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code ScareTalk, that's with a capital T, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experience that I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story.
Yes. Yeah. Get more podcasters out there. Do
it.
Can we share the code in like the comment or the like link?
Yeah. So there will be a link there that you can go to under, if you're on YouTube, you'll see it there under the description. If you're on the listening sites like Apple Podcasts, it'll be within the description.
Okay. Cool.
Well. Yeah.
Cool.
So Joel, I really want to know what you thought of this movie.
Yeah, I think that you were the biggest hater on wanting to do the
I didn't say anything. I didn't say a word.
That was not recorded.
Oh yeah, it wasn't on the recording.
So
There's
we
no
can't go back
proof.
to the
tapes. I think my response was I laughed when you wanted to do this one. That doesn't mean I'm a hater. It just means that
I think it was like
a choice.
Are you serious?
it was definitely a choice. I mean, when you've got like when we're doing this 12 days of ScareMas, like you're gonna run into these types of like underrated gems. Since we've already done like the classics over the last 3 years, so we're just digging deep to find some
Digging
movies here.
deep. Yeah.
I I didn't hate it. I thought that the acting was pretty decent for what it
Yeah.
was. And I will say that there is a character that I haven't hated as much since Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one. The cousin. I hated that character.
Okay.
Like
Wait, there was an
absolutely
episode we
hated
just
her.
did. More, you hated her more than what did we just do that you were like, oh, I couldn't stand that character?
Oh, Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was
yeah.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hated them.
Them. Mostly the jock guy. But no,
Okay.
he still wasn't he was just annoying. I just thought he was annoying and very loud and just
So the cousin was way worse.
She was, she was. I don't know why they had to make her character as like evil as she was in this movie. Like, it's just, what was the plan? What was?
Yeah, well, and it was definitely intentional to show the kind of feud between the two, and how there's kind of yeah, well, and there was like this showing kind of how there was almost this like not intentional favoritism, but like the one is so much easier to like and get along with, and the other is who's Aunt Marie's daughter.
Yeah.
It's just like so much harder to get along with. And so Aunt Marie responds to that,
Yeah.
And so then she, throws it on her like that you've always cared about Clara more.
Yeah.
But and I wonder if like they did that for us to like really care for Clara even more, but I don't think it was necessary that she needed
they didn't need to.
Bad.
She was Claire, Clara's character like showed that you didn't need this other character to be as evil and just unnecessary as she was to like her character. But yeah, so, and I thought her death scene was for the character being as like bad as she was. Her death scene, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. She got choked.
He doesn't
like,
even
no.
stand it. Yeah, okay.
Come on.
No. Yeah, because I was like, I don't even remember how she died. So yeah.
In the closet, and she's just no. Like, it needed
kind
to
of
be
lame.
Worse.
But
yeah,
her boyfriend, who totally didn't deserve it, got way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie is the Nutcracker Massacre for more than one reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Part of that scene, I was like, what am I looking at? Like, what? Because it would cut away a few times. I'm like, okay, wow. This movie went there.
Yeah, I was what is it called when the announcers are like saying play-by-play, doing like the play-by-play for Danny of what was going on? Because he was kind of the same way as like, wait, what just happened?
I was.
Oh man.
I was thinking when that scene was coming and he was, the Nutcracker was showing up in the kitchen. I was like, it would be a pretty obvious joke here if they did it.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was going to happen. At least I thought it might happen, but not actually shown.
Not like so visual. Like it was full on visual.
Okay, wow. It was like a nice close up. Like,
wow. Like
Yeah.
so close. Yeah,
and
it was hilarious.
And I think the glossy look that the movie has, it reminds me of like a Hallmark type movie.
Yeah.
Except not happy.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, the aunt seemed like she was like from a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
The house felt like a Hallmark. Parts of the house felt like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
And like just the interactions with the aunt and Clara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, it's not the worst movie that we've reviewed on this podcast by any means.
Yeah.
This is not getting in like the single digits.
Yeah.
And I did not like that she took the boyfriend back. I was like, I was kind of hoping he was just going to be there just to be another casualty. Because
Yeah.
I didn't like him either. But you're not
Yeah.
supposed to like him from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
But I think is he a character that you're supposed to eventually like at some point? Because I didn't.
It was hard to tell. It was hard to tell because it was like I could tell that they were kind of trying to get you to like him a little bit, and like they were making it very, very clear that the aunt was like totally in love with him.
Yeah,
which made me wonder. I mean, right from the beginning, I was like, "Oh, this is who he cheated with." But then after the weird like obsession that the aunt had with him, I was like, did he cheat with her aunt? Like it was like starting to make me worried about that. But I feel like they were doing that for us to buy into liking him.
Yeah, it didn't work on me. Sorry.
I know, like it takes a lot for me to get past if you've cheated or not, and I'm not gonna like you after that.
Yeah.
So I'm on board with you, Joel. I was looking forward to him being killed off.
It's like, okay, yeah, we went through one night of just like terror. Let's get back together. No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No. No. They'll break up again in a week.
Yeah.
But
so for me, the kills were hilarious. I did have fun with the kills. They were totally fake looking.
Yeah.
And the way that the Nutcracker would have like the different face.
The face. I was waiting for you to bring that up. Yeah, the face change.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it was so obvious that it was just another mask or whatever that they were putting on. Like there was no transformation,
Yeah, it was just
it's just okay, now this is what his face looks like. And it was just a cutaway, like cut from his regular face to the other face. And so it was the kills were cheap but funny. And like you didn't actually see anything like stabbed into anybody. It was just like it would cut to the like candy cane or whatever the ice
when he did
was
the
already there.
there.
Like it wasn't you didn't actually see anything happen. So it was just like, okay, we're gonna put that there, add the makeup and the prosthetic little thing from Spirit Halloween. And there you go.
But we will show you close up of other stuff.
Other stuff.
That one they did show. Yes.
Yeah, they showed that full process, the whole process. Yes. And it was funny because at one point it was like squeezing the one part, and then it was like ripping the whole thing off, and oh my gosh, it was so funny.
I will say, when you mentioned that this is going to be your pick, what I was picturing as like the Nutcracker Massacre was an actual like size Nutcracker, like attack, not like a full grown, like a Chucky doll or something like size.
That's funny.
Not like a full grown person. So I was actually pleasantly surprised by that. Like, okay, good. At least they're not trying to, because that could have definitely lowered my score for this movie if they actually tried to do like a little tiny Nutcracker.
Yeah.
That would have been too much.
Yeah,
crossing the line. So unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's got to be full size.
Yeah, full size.
It does. Yeah.
And everybody has a full size 6 foot.
That thing was huge.
Of course.
Nutcracker in their house.
Yeah. Everyone does.
So one of the parts that was like, I was like, how in the world did they like connect all this?
Yeah.
Was the end of how they knew how to kind of defeat him with, I mean, I know that he talked about the jewels and everything.
Oh,
and,
yeah, the jewels thing was so dumb.
And
that
the
was
guy like
probably
swallowing the jewels. And yeah, that's where I'm like, the story got so elaborate.
Too much.
And it was like, man, couldn't it just be that there's just this power in these things? Like, it doesn't have to be like this whole swallow the jewels and do this and have the jewel in here. And
they had
where the jewels come from? How did they get the jewels?
Yeah, I know.
Remember.
So
that's
what that's the thing is, how did they know where the jewels were? Because like one of them was like in the star, but how did they know that the star was connected to that?
Yeah, that's right.
Because it was like we knew by watching and seeing the angel and the star and the
like lights
Nutcracker kind of light up. Yeah, like we saw them all connect.
Yeah,
but they didn't see that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, did I miss something, or did they just put that together? And it's like,
I think the writers forgot that.
Yeah,
they weren't a part of the view of that. Like, I'm like, that's where I'm like, okay, you read the script ahead of time. You know the behind the scenes of what happened. Yeah. So that was, I didn't like how they just like threw things together, but I did wonder, is this an old folk tale?
Yeah, is it a real like story that is the Nutcracker?
Because it seemed like it was a film from a different country.
Yeah, I think it was a British film.
British? Okay.
Yeah,
and so I wondered if this is like a story, like a folktale that people know. Because I've never known the Nutcracker to be like a protector. And I mean, I just knew crack nuts.
Of the Nutcracker.
Like, hey, crack. I don't know. I've never seen the Nutcracker play.
The musical.
So then I'm like, maybe it has to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been years since I've seen it. So I don't.
There is the sugar plum fairy in that. There's the sugar plum fairy.
Yeah. Oh, that's part of it?
In the Nutcracker.
Oh.
I think so, yeah.
So is he protecting the sugar plum fairy in that play?
I don't know.
Is it ballet?
But is there magic?
Are there they weren't beans, they were jewels.
Big beans. Like
no,
magic beans.
No, I was like, wow, they're like
is there a
swallowing jewels. Like that's gonna hurt, you know?
Yeah.
Like if it was beans, it would have.
They look like jelly beans, kind of.
No, they didn't. Maybe gushers.
Gushers. There we go.
Maybe.
Yeah, like little candy. Little
but
candies.
I thought they
glowing
looked more solid than gushers. But
that could be a problem.
I mean, hopefully they were only gushers. That'd be funny if they really were them. It's like gusher candy. But yeah, so I wondered, is that part of the Nutcracker story?
I have to look it up.
So now I think we need to go see the Nutcracker.
It's just
and then re-edit this episode
and then
watched it, and then
we'll do an update episode.
Yeah,
and I'm sure people are gonna be dying for an update episode on the massacre.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, if you guys know the story, or if this is connected to the Nutcracker musical at all, if there is any sort of similarities, then let us know.
Yeah, go watch the movie. Let us know.
Yep.
And there we go. I mean, I think we covered it all. We did. Yeah. We do have to rate it.
All right, Joel, you're gonna go first.
I'm going first. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Wasn't horrible, but it's not likely one that I'm gonna watch again. I don't know. I'm gonna give this one a 50.
Okay.
I think the 3.1 that IMDb gave it, I think it's a little low for what it is. It's not horrible. But at the same time, like, you can't like rate it a 10 or something for what it is too. So.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hard one to rate.
It is.
I feel like they mostly achieved what they were going for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's not a movie that has a story that you're going to make a serious movie out of. you know.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
just, it's meant to be hokey and weird and
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. What do you think?
Okay. I'm going to give it, I think I'll give it a 63.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I will probably want to watch it again. It was fun. I mean, if we're gonna have to watch like Christmas horror movies, like this is one that I'm like, okay, that'll be fun. Like I'll watch that again. Yeah, it was fun.
Cool. Well, I wanted to hear your guys' ratings first because I was wondering about mine. But I'm going to stick with what I had. I was thinking of 46.
Oh,
okay.
So we'll stick with that.
Danny's the lowest.
The story and stuff, the magic beans.
It wasn't beans.
I didn't like that.
It might as well have been.
Better if they were jewels.
I don't like them if they were gushers or whatever they were. It was dumb. That part was dumb. Out of all the movie is mostly dumb, but that part was the dumbest.
Okay, so
they had to find something to feed him with, though, right? So
they
had to do something.
Yeah.
Didn't have the budget for that.
Well, and we didn't really talk about how it was tied to her background too.
Yeah.
Like, because the only time that I really felt for Melissa, the cousin or sister, however you want to call her,
evil cousin.
Clara was told multiple times that she does not like to be called Mousy.
Yeah.
And Clara kept calling her Mousy. And everyone did. And it was like, dude, maybe that's why she's not nice to you, because you clearly know she doesn't like that. Why do you have to keep doing that? Yeah. And the thing is, though, is each character they went with
the story.
Like
that was so
background
dumb
story.
though when they had the crowns and stuff. I was like, this is stupid. Why do you have crowns?
That's where it killed me. That's what kept mine
to actually have these crowns, other than for the movie
it was
to connect
so
the story.
Weird.
It was so random.
Yeah, it was so weird that she's like, we brought these, like, who does that? Who does that? And like made the boyfriend wear the crown. And I'm like, is that why he ended up getting killed? Like so terribly, you know, because like the Nutcracker was like, no, that's not your crown. Like, but yeah, that part was so weird. And like the whole, how they were connecting it. I think it was like cool that they were trying to give it some substance and like connect her background story, because she has had that Nutcracker since Clara was born. She gave that Nutcracker to her mom when she was born, and so Clara was the sugar plum fairy that was being protected by the Nutcracker. And then it's like, oh, that's who killed her mom and everything. And so I thought it was like a cool story that they could do, but they made it too elaborate that it was like, you're losing it, you know? So if they had pulled that together better, my score would have been higher, but it still was a lot higher than yours. So
yeah.
All right. Well, you know, I don't know if we convinced you to go see it, but
definitely go see it.
It's on Shudder, so I mean,
it's on Shudder,
or no, Tubi. It's on Tubi. Never mind.
Tubi.
It's on Tubi.
There's some ads.
And you'll have some ads, so it'll give you some time to have some breaks, you know, like
forget what you just saw.
Yeah.
Some parts you might want to just reset your mind after that scene. For the Nutcracker scene. All right. Well, this has been Scare Talk.
We're not quite done yet.
Oh yeah,
we're not done yet.
All right,
I'm on
jumping ahead of us.
Sorry.
So for the next episode, we will be reviewing a pick from Joel. So Joel, why don't you let us know what this is going to be?
So my pick next is going to be 30 Days of Night.
All right.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is a Josh Hartnett kind of
Vampire,
vampire story,
which I know you guys aren't fans of, but I thought it
And
was
not Christmas, but
well, it's
winter.
Winter.
just like like the
So-
Thing, winter. Kind of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, Joel likes to stick with the winter movies.
I mean, when I don't see when we're gonna be reviewing movies like that. So at any time,
it's perfect timing. Perfect.
Gotta do it.
Yeah. All right.
All right, now go ahead.
Now, Joel,
Yes.
this has been Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
All right, don't let the Nutcracker crack your nut.